You got to respect people who turned the lights on for you.
Mase taught me how to rap, and Cam always made sure I was on every single album he had. There would be no Jim Jones if it wasn't for them guys.
And it's good to hear you give Mase his flowers.
I ain't giving no flowers. I love to hate because I'm a hater myself.
Okay.
You don't think Pusha T should be on the...
Man, this is exactly why Jim Jones just spiraled again. Pusha T wasn't playing. He stared dead into that camera like he was looking into Jim's soul and said he's running from the spirit of repossession.
Greatest 50 rappers of all time list?
Wow. What has he done? What has he done that puts him in the greatest rappers of all time besides talk about that he probably didn't?
All this after a bank snatched Jim's house? That's wild and cold-blooded. And as if that wasn't savage enough, Mase popped up with popcorn like he was watching a movie. Straight disrespect. But here's what makes this whole thing even crazier. After getting clowned like that, Jim still won't just take the L and move on. Nope. He fired back with a freestyle, and now he's throwing shots on Instagram at both Pusha and Mase.
Oh man. Okay.
It's what they want.
But leave it to Mase and Cameron. They know how to humble Jim real quick. Now let's get into how Pusha absolutely obliterated Jim Jones during that Tiny Desk performance. Pusha and his brother Malice came back strong with their reunion album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, and they weren't holding back. One moment had everybody talking, their live version of Chains and Whips, featuring Kendrick Lamar. That track alone had Jim looking like a punching bag.
Fan, you begged us, you are a fan, a fan.
Pause though, get off of my...
If you've seen both the Tiny Desk and the Genius Breakdown, then you saw it. Pusha didn't blink, not even once, as he spit those bars. Cameras didn't faze him at all. He looked like he was possessed, staring through the screen with that eerie grin, like every word was a direct hit to Jim. The way Pusha lyrically smacked Jim around, that was expert level. But honestly, Jim brought this on himself. He jumped into this mess just because he's writing for Drake, and now look what happened. Oh, and that bar from Chains and Whips. We all in the room, but here's the elephant.
I will close your heaven for the hell of it. It seems to be valor amongst veterans. I'm watching your fame escape relevance. We all in a room, but here's the elephant. There's no tombstones in the desert. I know by now you get the message. Uncle said, nigga, you must be sick. All you talk about is just get rich. Choke my neck, nigga, and ice my bitch. Beat the system with you.
You chasing a feature out of your element? That was a direct shot. He's calling Jim out for begging Drake for a collab so hard, he even called Drake the greatest rapper ever. Like, come on, bro.
You sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now, his records.
Yes.
Name
I love Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you was a Pusha T fan.
If you know, you know.
I didn't know he had fans like that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records? No, his records.
See, but
no, can you? No, can you rap to 5 Pusha?
I can't rap 5. No,
all right, can you rap to 5? Wait. Can you rap? If 5 Pusha T records, not the records he's featured on, if 5 Pusha T records came on right now, could you rap them?
You could rap 5 Pusha T records?
Yeah.
No, could you rap 5 Pusha T records right now if they started playing?
What do you mean rap? Like the hook? Or just like,
could you sing them? You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that. But
top 50.
You haven't done that much for me in my life. Like I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment in my life. I never thought like you dig. Like where I'm from, I want to be like you if you was really that dude and that rapper and things
Wayne
like that.
wanted to be like Pusha? He was influenced by Pusha?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's why Pusha did the Mr. Me Too record.
Okay, cool. You a very strong Pusha T fan. Nigga, you is nowhere near the top 50. You top 950.
Jim Jones flipped overnight and turned into Drake's personal attack dog. The second Billboard ranked Pusha T at number 29 on their top 50 greatest rappers of all time list. Jim lost it. He ran straight to the Breakfast Club to say Push didn't even belong in the top 50. Like, seriously? Then he doubled down on the Rap Caviar podcast, saying Pusha hasn't done anything important for the culture. Bold claims. But here's where it gets juicy. When Pusha clapped back with those vicious bars on chains and whips, Jim got rattled and responded with a freestyle. But here's the twist. He didn't just write it. That freestyle, it's 2 years old. Yeah, Jim dropped that way back when part of Chains and Whips leaked after Clips walked out to it at a Louis Vuitton runway show. Jim snatched the beat and rushed to drop a diss the next day. Man was lurking. And still, Jim ain't letting go.
He should be on the greatest 50 rappers of all time list?
How? What has he
What?
done? What has he done that puts him in the greatest rappers of all time besides talk about that he probably didn't get? What has he done? Nobody has dressed like him. Nobody wants to be like Pusha T. No, I don't remember nothing. And let's not be evil, but we don't talk about rap where that's popping the want to be like. I don't know too many in this game that was leaning towards being like Pusha T. I don't know no records they play in the club with or Pusha T. They don't play outside. NBA Youngboy before Pusha T.
That's wild, Jim. That's
NBA Youngboy before Pusha
crazy.
T?
That's crazy. What do you...
What?
Nah, Jim just trying to get everybody mad.
Pusha T around out here. You heard?
Jim trying to get everybody mad. That's Jim's... Look at him. Look at him laughing.
But that's what I'm trying. That's how I feel about Pusha T being...
After Clips' viral Tiny Desk performance, Jim jumped on Instagram again, reposting that same 2-year-old freestyle and wrote in the caption, "I thought we addressed this already. He gonna need a bigger desk cause that one was too tiny." He tried to flex with the line, "This is surgical. I'm not a storyteller, I'm a life liver, and your brother is still a friend to me. LOL. But fans weren't buying it, not one bit. The comment section turned into a roast session. One person said, "You got triggered and smoked so bad, you re-uploaded a diss from last year." Another wrote, "He didn't even say your name and you're out here bragging about enamel on your necklaces." Someone else hit him with, "Jealousy turned into obsession. Give it up, man. You reaching? Brutal." But it's not just random folks clowning him. Mase and Cameron got in on it too. And if you know how messy their history with Jim is, then you know they're loving every second of this. Mase was laughing so hard, and for good reason. This beef goes way back. See, Jim, Mase, and Cam all started out together in Harlem. Well, that's what Jim claims. But Cam got a whole different version of that story. And trust, we'll get into that part next.
How you doing, man? Yes, play too much, man. Oh, what's happening? Oh man, this is crazy, man. All right. Oh man. Okay.
It's what they want.
Back in the mid-90s, the crew known as Children of the Corn was just starting to make noise. But Mase was the first one to really take off. He signed with Bad Boy Records and shot to stardom almost overnight.
I watched Mase on Cam and everybody around him.
Wow.
A bitch like all the time. You heard? Like I was there the whole time, but I was Cam's man. You heard? Is that I wasn't there for every single thing. Everybody Cam didn't like, I didn't like. And I already see how he was handling Cam, so I definitely didn't like him. You dig? And then I seen how much love Cam had for him and how Cam was jumping out the window for him, which a friend should. Like that, like being overprotective, making sure nothing happened. Like he was trying his best to make sure that Mase stayed as safe as possible, but Mase had got that money and lost his mind.
But according to Jim, that's when everything started to shift. He said Mase switched up, started acting brand new, especially towards Cameron, and pulled away from the folks who helped him come up. During an interview on Justin LeBoy's Respectfully show, Jim said he straight up watched Mase talk trash about Cam once he got famous. And in Jim's words, that's when he lost all respect for him. While Mase was busy shining under Diddy, Cam was still out there grinding for his shot. And when Cam finally got a real chance, he didn't go solo. He brought Jim along for the ride. Together, they built what we now know as the Diplomats. Real brotherhood, or so it seemed. Meanwhile, Mase dipped out of the game after all that drama with Diddy. He turned to preaching, became a pastor, but then years later, popped back up in the rap scene like nothing happened. Jim wasn't buying it. He saw Mase as inconsistent, flipping back and forth between rap and religion depending on where the spotlight was hottest. Now sure, Mase and Cam had their own beef in the past, but they squashed it in 2022 and even launched their sports podcast, It Is What It Is. That reunion? Yeah. It stirred up some old feelings in Jim.
He needed to go on a diet. He needed to get his life together. He needed to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back. Nigga looked big around the neck, waist looked crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He needed to go get his shit together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for playing with me. He going, you did?
He didn't like it one bit. You could tell he felt salty seeing them tight again. And soon enough, Jim was back to throwing shots, mocking Mace's look, and even saying the man needed to hit the gym. But Mase and Cam weren't gonna let that slide quietly. They got extra petty and brought in none other than Jim's longtime rival, 50 Cent, as a guest on their podcast. You already know that was a setup. During the convo, Cam hit Mase with a question that was pure bait. He asked him to explain why, back in 2007 when Dipset was beefing with G-Unit, Jim randomly showed up at one of 50's shows. Cam knew exactly what he was doing. That was an alley-oop meant for 50 to slam dunk on Jim, and 50 did not hold back. Of course, Jim couldn't stay quiet. He went off during another sit-down with Justin Layboy, calling out Cam and 50 for even speaking on his name. He claimed they owed him more than just a few favors. Then Jim really turned the heat up, claiming he was the mastermind behind the whole Dipset vibe. Yeah, he said he created the entire aesthetic and even took credit for Cam's legendary pink fur coat. Wild, right? But Cam wasn't having none of that.
Your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when balling took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mase be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew I just took the shot, murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. You gotta watch to see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh shit, he really like that. Get me that, get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yo, but that was one of those things I just threw it out.
On the podcast, he snapped back and tore apart Jim's whole version of the Dipset origin story. He flat out called him a liar for claiming Harlem roots and made it clear Jim was not one of the originals. According to Cam, they weren't in the struggle together from the jump. Jim showed up later, after the foundation was already laid. Cam also shut down the story about Mase sunning him during the bad boy era. He said Jim wasn't even around back then. By the time Jim popped up, Children of the Corn had already built their name. And Jim? Cam said he was just another fan watching from the outside. But Cam didn't stop there. Oh no. He pulled out real receipts where Jim actually admitted that Mase was the one who taught him how to rap. Straight facts. And Cam made sure the whole world heard it.
Myself, Big L, even though Mase and Big L on the same page, Bloodshed, my man Herb McGruff, we were super duper popping in the street. Prior to the internet, everybody knew we was about to get a record deal. Everybody knew this, nigga. It wasn't no secret. Basically, you heard our freestyles, and you came up to me one day when I was chilling in front of the house. You said, and this word to my dead mother, yo, man, I heard the freestyles. Y'all killing it. Yo, you know my grandmother died. If y'all want to come by and just hang out, y'all could. Y'all more than welcome. You're like,
All right, Jomo, thanks. It didn't really make sense at the time because we like, yo, man, where's Jomo inviting us to his house for? Even though he cool. But it didn't make sense to be going to Jomo's house. I never needed nowhere to stay. You act like your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan.
Come on.
A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th.
And the funniest part? Those random cuts to Mase sitting there with a big bucket of popcorn, nearly choking from laughing so hard. He didn't have to say a single word about Jim. He just sat back, snacking, cracking up, and somehow still managed to get under Jim's skin so bad that Jim jumped online, threatening to slap the popcorn right out of his hands. But wait, it's not over. Jim ain't backing down yet. Word is, he's teaming up with Drake on his upcoming album, Iceman. And he's loading it up with shots aimed at everybody. That means Pusha, Mase, and Cam might all catch strays on this project. And there's one track in particular people are already whispering about, saying it could flip the whole narrative if Jim really goes there. So, what do you think? Can Jim turn the tables? Or is he just digging a deeper hole? Smash that like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let us know who you think is in the right. We got more drama cooking. See you on the next one.